world does not reward excellence, it fears it. Excellence is a mirror, and humanity hates mirrors. Because when a truly exceptional person stands before us, we do not see their light. We see our own shadow, our own laziness, our own cowardice. Mediocrity, on the other hand, is a comfort. It is the warm proof that we are not alone in our lack of greatness. The system does not reward the mediocre for their merit, but for their conformity and lack of threat. This is the anatomy of the triumph of the ordinary. To understand this truth, we must first strip away the most comforting lie we have been taught, the lie of meritocracy. They have told us that the cream rises to the surface, that hard work and talent always win, that the world is a fair stage where brilliance is rewarded. This is a fairy tale, and Arthur Schopenhauer, the great pessimist, the philosopher of brutal truth, knew it. He understood that the driving force of society is not admiration, but a much darker, more fundamental emotion: envy. Envy, wrote Schopenhauer, is the hatred of others' merit. It is the vilest of passions because it is the only one we cannot admit. A man can admit his anger, his lust, even his greed. But admitting envy is admitting something much worse. It is admitting one's own inferiority. Mediocrity is the statistical norm. It is the vast ocean of the average. Excellence, genius is deviation. It is aberration. And the instinctive reaction of the norm to aberration is hatred. The mediocre does not see genius and thinks, "I want to be like him." That would require superhuman effort, a recognition of one's own inadequacy. No, the mediocre sees genius and thinks, "I want him to be like me," or to disappear. The genius is a living reproach. Its very existence is an offense. Every breath it takes is a reminder of the laziness, lack of discipline, and cowardice of others. Society does not want to be elevated by the genius. It wants to be validated by the mediocre. There is no better founding myth for this truth than the story of Antonio Salieri and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. The movie Amadeus captures this perfectly. Salieri is not a bad composer. That is the mistake people make. Salieri is good. He is hardworking, disciplined, respected. He is the patron saint of the mediocre. He is good enough, competent enough, to be the only one at court who recognizes Mozart's divine genius. And it is precisely because of this that he hates him with absolute purity. Salieri's hatred is not simple professional jealousy. It is a theological crisis. Salieri made a pact with God. He said, "I have renounced everything. I have been virtuous. I have worked tirelessly. I have been chaste. I have given you my life. In return, I ask for one thing: greatness, to be your voice." And God, in what Salieri perceives as an act of cosmic mockery, ignores his devoted servant and pours divinity into the most unworthy vessel, an obscene, childish boy who laughs like an idiot and chases women. Mozart does not work, he channels. Music flows from him effortlessly, perfect from the first draft. And Salieri, the mediocre, must sit there and watch the beauty he longs for be wasted on a fool. Mozart's genius is not only an insult to Salieri, it is proof that God is unjust. The mediocre cannot compete with genius in the field of talent. It is a lost battle, so the mediocre change the battlefield. If they cannot win with creation, they will win with politics. Salieri does not try to write better music than Mozart. He knows he cannot. Instead, he uses the weapons of the mediocre: rumor, bureaucracy, court intrigue, silent defamation. He's a drunk. He's unreliable. He's vulgar. Salieri does not attack Mozart's music. He attacks his character. He attacks his lack of professionalism, his inability to fit in. And the system, the court, which is also made up of mediocres who feel uncomfortable with Mozart's blinding light, is happy to believe Salieri. Because Salieri is one of them. He is predictable. He is respectful. He is a team player. Mozart is a force of nature, a comet threatening to burn his comfortable little world. The system, of course, rewards Salieri. It maintains his position, his prestige, his comfort, and it allows the genius, Mozart, to die alone, in poverty, and be thrown into a common grave. Mediocrity not only survives, it rules. And it does so because the envy of a single man, when organized, becomes the weapon of the collective. Salieri's hatred is the individual version. When that envy escalates to a group level, it becomes a law of nature. It becomes the high poppy syndrome. Psychology is simple. A poppy field must grow to the same height. If one poppy, by some miracle of genetics or luck, grows taller, brighter, and stronger than the others, it does not become the leader of the field. It becomes the target. The other poppies, the collective, cannot grow taller to match it. So the only way to restore harmony, the only way to restore the comfortable equality of mediocrity, is to cut it. The group is an organism that fears above all deviation. And excellence is the most dangerous deviation. The excellent individual breaks the group's homeostasis, introduces uncomfortable questions, introduces competition, envy, and insecurity. To restore peace, genius must be leveled. The ancient Athenians, the inventors of democracy, understood this so well that they made it law. They called it ostracism. Ostracism was not a punishment for criminals. They had courts for that. Ostracism was a political mechanism to neutralize excellence. Once a year, the citizens of Athens could vote to exile any citizen for any reason for 10 years. No crime was required, only that you were too much. Did you become too popular? Too rich? Too brilliant? Too successful in battle? You were a threat. Your excellence disrupted the balance of democratic mediocrity. The most famous story is that of Aristides the Just. He was a statesman and general, so famous for his integrity that he earned the nickname the Just. During an ostracism vote, an illiterate farmer who did not recognize Aristides approached him and asked him to write a name on his piece of pottery to vote. "Which name?" asked Aristides. "Aristides," replied the farmer. "And what wrong has this man done to you?" asked Aristides. "None," said the farmer. "I don't even know him. I'm just tired of hearing everyone call him the Just." Aristides wrote his own name and was exiled. The farmer was the embodiment of mediocrity. Aristides' virtue was not an inspiration. It was an annoyance. It was a reminder of his own lack of virtue. And the system gave him a weapon to destroy him. This mechanism is not ancient. It is eternal. We see it in its purest form in the microcosm of society, the school. Who is the main target of school bullying? The nerd, the brilliant student. The child who is different, who is curious, who excels in something that the tribe does not value. The brilliant student is hated not for being stupid, but for being intelligent. Their excellence violates the unspoken social norm of anti-intellectualism. It makes others feel inferior, lazy, or stupid. Bullying is simply ostracism in a modern version. It is the primitive weapon used by the mediocre collective to cut down the tall poppy and restore order. And what we learn in the schoolyard, we perfect in the office. The social collective becomes the bureaucratic collective, where mediocrity is not only rewarded, but is a requirement for promotion. Welcome to the bureaucracy of the soul. The modern corporation, the government, any hierarchical system. These systems are not designed for excellence. They are designed for efficiency. And efficiency depends on predictability. Genius is the opposite of predictability. Genius is disruptive. Genius questions the rules. Genius is difficult to manage. Genius gets bored. Genius sees the stupidity of the system and points it out. Genius wants to change the machine. The mediocre is a gear. The mediocre is the perfect employee. They are predictable. They obey the rules. They do not threaten their superior's fragile authority. They arrive at 9, leave at 5. Their only ambition is not to change the world, but to avoid being fired and perhaps get a small raise. Systems do not want geniuses. They want gears. They want conformity. And so, the system rewards mediocrity. But how? Through the darkest management theory of all, the Peter Principle. Dr. Lawrence Peter, in the 1960s, proposed a devastating theory. In a hierarchy, every employee tends to rise to their level of incompetence. It works like this. If you are good at your job, a good salesperson, you are promoted to a different job, sales manager. But the skills to be a good salesperson, aggressiveness, individualism, are often the opposite of those of a good manager, empathy, organization. If you are a good manager, you are promoted again to regional director. If you are a good regional director, you are promoted to vice president. The process continues until you land in a job you cannot do. And there you stay. Look up in any large corporation and what do you see? You see people who are brilliant at a job, 2 levels below. The result is that bureaucracies are designed to fill themselves with mediocre people who have been promoted just above their capacity. But the mechanism is more sinister. Who makes the promotion decisions? Those same managers who have already reached their level of incompetence. Imagine you are an average manager. You have 2 subordinates. One is a brilliant, disruptive genius who questions your decisions and could clearly do your job better than you. The other is a loyal mediocre. He is predictable, obedient, makes you look good, and poses no threat. Who do you promote? You do not promote the genius. Promoting the genius is a professional suicide. It would expose your own mediocrity. No, you promote the other mediocre. You promote the non-threatening. The system clones itself. Mediocrity promotes mediocrity. The disruptive genius is punished. He is labeled. Not a team player. Difficult to manage. Causes friction. Does not fit with the culture. Not being a team player is the bureaucratic code for being excellent. It is the modern ostracism. It is the system cutting the tall poppy to protect itself. The mediocre are not only rewarded for their obedience, they are rewarded for their lack of threat. So the mediocre rise. But how? How is it that no one notices their incompetence? This is where we enter the theater of mediocrity. The world does not reward true competence. It rewards the appearance of competence. And the mediocre are the best actors. The secret weapon of the mediocre is one of the most profound psychological effects. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Discovered by 2 psychologists, it is the simple observation that competence and confidence have an inverse relationship. The truly incompetent, the mediocre, are incapable, by definition, of recognizing their own incompetence. Their lack of skill extends to their lack of self-awareness, and this ignorance gives them a massive psychological advantage: brutal and absolute confidence. The mediocre speak in superlatives. They are 100% sure. They have all the answers. They doubt nothing. The genius, on the other hand, is painfully aware of the complexity. They are painfully aware of how vast the ocean of what they do not know is. The genius doubts. The genius sees the nuance. The genius is humble. Now put both in a job interview or in a board meeting. The mediocre boss, who also suffers from Dunning-Kruger, asks for a plan. The genius says, well, it's complicated. There are multiple variables. If we optimize for speed, we might lose stability. There is a 30% risk in the supply chain. I'm not sure we can promise those numbers. I would need more data. The mediocre boss hears weakness, indecision, lack of confidence. Then the mediocre takes the floor. He hasn't done the research. He doesn't understand the variables, but he speaks with thunderous confidence. It's a home run, a paradigm shift. We're going to revolutionize the industry. It's a win-win synergy. We just have to execute. I guarantee it. The mediocre boss hears strength, leadership, vision. The system, unable to distinguish confidence from competence, almost always rewards the noisy mediocre over the silent genius. The mediocre understands that success isn't about being good. It's about sounding good. He's a master of personal branding, a master of corporate jargon, that empty language designed to sound smart without saying anything. A master of self-promotion, ensuring his name is in every success email and blaming others for every failure. The genius is too busy doing the real work, solving the real problem, to waste time acting. The system does not reward work. It rewards advertising. It rewards the empty confidence of the incompetent. This celebration of empty confidence over real substance has reached its final form, its apotheosis, in the digital age. We have entered the tyranny of the relatable, the cult of imperfection. The envy Schopenhauer spoke of has become a marketing strategy. In the past, we admired excellence. We admired idols who were distant, perfect, mysterious, superhuman. A movie star like Greta Garbo was powerful because she was unattainable. An athlete like Michael Jordan was admired for his divine discipline, his ruthless competitiveness, something we knew we could not imitate. His excellence inspired us, but also reminded us of our distance from it. The modern system has discovered something much more profitable. It has discovered that excellence makes us feel bad about ourselves. It generates envy and insecurity. But authentic mediocrity, that makes us feel good. The new currency of the kingdom is not talent. It is being relatable, being identifiable. We demand that our new idols be just like us, but with a bigger house. This is the rise of the influencer, the reality show star. Famous for being famous, an influencer is rewarded not for decades of practice in an art, not for superior intellect, not for a rare skill. They are rewarded for exposure. They are rewarded for showing their mediocre life, their morning coffee, their outfit of the day, their room's mess, their authentic flaws. People do not follow them because they are excellent. They follow them because they are a comforting mirror of their own mediocrity. She is like me. If she can succeed, I can too. It is the lie that the mediocre sell to themselves. The digital system rewards exposure, not talent. It rewards conformity with the tribe, not disruption by genius. It is the apotheosis of mediocrity. Mediocrity, not only accepted, not only promoted, but rewarded with worldwide fame and millions of dollars. The collective has won. It has made its own image a golden idol. Thus, the system is designed to hate genius, Salieri, to cut it down, high poppy, to promote the cog, Peter Principle, to be fooled by confidence, Dunning-Kruger, and to worship mediocrity, influencers. The final question is, what happens to the real genius in this world? What happens to the truly brilliant person born into a system that is fundamentally designed to destroy them? The answer is the deepest tragedy of all. The genius learns quickly, often from childhood, in that first schoolyard, that showing their intelligence is a social suicide. Learns that being excellent is a target. Learns that being right when the boss is wrong does not earn you a reward. It makes you an enemy. And so, the genius, to survive, must commit the ultimate act of self-betrayal. They put on a mask. They hide, practice conformity as camouflage. They become the silent genius. They are the employee in the back of the meeting room. They are the one who sees the fatal flaw in the mediocre manager's plan. They are the only one who knows how to save the project. And they remain silent. He knows that if he speaks, he will be punished. He will be labeled as negative, arrogant, disruptive, or not a team player. He knows that the mediocre manager will hate him for exposing him. He knows that the rest of the mediocre group will hate him for breaking the comfortable harmony of collective error. So he stays silent. He lets the ship sink because he has learned that the price of saving it is his own head. This is the ultimate victory of the mediocre system. It's not that it defeats the genius. It domesticates him. It forces him to feign mediocrity to survive. The genius voluntarily puts on his own chains. The tall poppy learns to cut itself so it can stay in the field. It is internal exile. The reward for the genius in a mediocre world is not fame or fortune. It is silence and survival. And so, we close the circle. Schopenhauer was right. The world rewards mediocrity because the world is mediocre. The system is not a conspiracy of a few. It is a mirror of the majority. And the majority, by definition, is the average. The norm. The majority prefers the comfort of a shared and lukewarm prison, where everyone is equal and no one is a threat, to the terrifying, cold, and lonely freedom of excellence. Salieri defeats Mozart. The tribe exiles Aristides. The incompetent manager gets promoted. The loud charlatan gets the job. The influencer becomes a millionaire. And the genius learns to stay silent. It is the triumph of the ordinary. In the end, we must ask ourselves the most honest question, the question that Schopenhauer himself would ask us. When we see the genius being punished and the mediocre being rewarded, when we see the tall poppy fall, what do we really feel? Do we feel anger, or do we feel relief? Relief that the world remains predictable. Relief that the hierarchy is maintained. Relief that we don't have to try so hard. Relief that our own lack of greatness is not only accepted, but is in fact the currency for our survival.